Here we are. So that's our data there. Here we are. So this is our option, and there are two options. So let us now set up the hedge. We go. Step one. So we go. Step one. So under step one, we ask the question, you need a call or a put option. What is the answer? An investor does what? An investor does what? When you're investing, what do? You buy bonds. So here, what option you need? A call option. What of in terms of expiry date? Expiry date. Remember our transaction date is 1st of February. So the ones that expire, so it's a call. March. So it's the March options. So if you got your futures right, there are no issues here. Okay. Then you go. The number of contracts. The number of contracts are the same. The ones that you got here on futures, the same. This one. That's the number of contracts. The same. Then you go. Exercise rates. There are two of them. Please, can you calculate for me the exercise rates implied by these two? There are two exercise rates. This one. And that one. 100 minus that, 100 minus that. What do you get? First one.
5.75.
Yes. What of the next one?
$4.75.
Yes. So you see already you have caught up with it, how to express these rates. All right, so we have got the right to invest at 5.75 or 4.75. We're on this side, okay? So with that information, you can now come here. $4.75 and 5.75. Okay, these are the two rates. What are the premiums? Let's read the premiums. For this one, what's the premium? 4.75. What's the premium? 4.75. What's the premium? 0.545 or 0.098. 5.75, 0.545. Okay. There we are. You have shown us everything. You have set up the hedge. Now, here's the interesting thing about an options hedge. The closing prices. Do you know the good news? The good news is that you have already done them under futures. You have already done that. So just come here, you paste the same. You have already done it under futures. These are the closing prices here. You have already done them. So once you have done your futures, you already have all your answers. We come to hedge outcome. Let's come to hedge outcome. Step 1A, hedge outcome. Okay. So let's come here. You've got the exercise rates. How many rates do you have? You have got two. One is what? 4.75. The other one is 5.75. Under A. These are the options. That's what you have. Under B again, you've got the same. You've got 4.75 and 5.75. There we go. So these are the exercise rates that we have. What are the closing rates? Closing rates. Under scenario A is 5.64. 5.64. Under scenario B, 3.94. And there 3.94. Now this is where I'm going to test whether you have followed what we are doing. I'll guide you. You have a right to invest at 4.75, right? This is your right. This is your right. In the closing markets, the rates now are 5.64. Are you going to use this right? You have a right to invest at 4.75. The closing rates are 5.64. Are you going to use that right?
Yes.
I gave you a right that you can come and invest at my bank. You can come to my exchange and invest at 4.75%. But in the markets now, the rates are 5.64. Are you going to exercise your right?
No.
No.
What of here? Are you going to exercise your right?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I'll
You have a
exercise
right to
it.
invest at 5.75. In the markets of 5.64, Are you going to use your right?
Yes.
Yes.
What of here? Are you going to use your right? What of there? Are you going to use your right? So that is how you decide. Okay. So this is the right to invest. These are prices now in the market. So this is your hedge outcome. So the results here, you don't, here, yes, you're making a profit of how much? There we are. Now, the net outcome, net outcome we've got the scenarios. These are our scenarios here. Okay. The new base rate. The new base rate. They are here. I'll pick them up from here. 5.3 and 3.6. So there is 5.3 and 3.6. Scenario A. Scenario A. Interest rates have gone up, that's 5.3. This one is 3.6 and 3.6. Let me just make sure that I've picked the correct list. New base rate in your scenarios. Yes, scenario A, 5.3, scenario B, 3.6. Okay, so this is what I've put here. Adjustment factor is the same. All right. This time it results from the options. Results from the options, not from the futures. Results from the options. So what are the results from the options? Here there's no result. So here there's nothing. There's a profit. So these are the results that we have from your options. Then you've got the premium that you have paid. How much is the premium? For 4.75, what was the premium that you paid? You come here, 0.098. This was 0.098. The other one, it was 0.545. We are done. So there we are. Now the premium is always a cost. The premium is always a cost. It's an expense. The premium is always an expense. So because these are interest amounts received, the premiums are always a cost. Remember that, yeah? That premiums are always a cost. Here are your answers now. So these are the answers. The new base rate, the adjustment factor, the results from using the options. These are the results where we're making profits. So because the interest received, you add this. Then you subtract the premiums for, if you hedge at that rate and that rate, these are your premiums, that one and that one. So this is the outcome in terms of percentages using the traded option. The outcome, step number 3 has got 2 components. Number 1, what has happened on the hedge, and finally, what is the net position? So we take the question code A1. Remember that other question also? We can complete it. We can complete it. I'm sure you remember that question that we've been running with as well. We can complete that question, eh? We can complete that question. So let's complete that question. Yes, please. There's a hand which is up.
Thank you, sir. I noticed in some of the solutions that they actually apply this interest rate to the loan amount to show the interest amount. Does that gain marks or it doesn't?
Well, it depends on what the question has asked us to do. It depends on what the question has asked us to do. Recommend a hedging strategy. Recommend a hedging strategy for the investment of 27. So here, what we have done is adequate because we can give a recommendation. For instance, let's go all the way. If you use the FRA, forward rate agreement, we are expecting how much? 4.72. If we use futures, we're expecting how much? 4.58. So between these two, which one is better? The forward rate agreement, eh? So you can decide using these percentages. There's no need to convert these into absolute amounts.
Okay. Thank you.
But if the question says, show how much, then all you do is 4.58% multiplied by 27 million multiplied by 5/12, the 5 months. Any other questions?
Yes, Mr. Piri, I have a question. I'm a bit lost on the scenarios A and B.
Hmm.
Where did we get the figures for B to become 3 of them, the 5 points? I'm a
Okay,
bit
let's
lost.
use
Maybe
some
I don't have
colors.
the question with me, so I'm a bit lost.
Let's use some colors. You mean here we have highlighted?
Yes, yes, sir.
So which figures are you talking about now? I can highlight them.
The exchange rates, there are 3 under scenario B. So I'm a bit lost why there are
Scenario
3 and
B.
not.
Here,
Yes.
the 2.
What's the one in the middle? The 5.7, just there where you've highlighted, because I'm saying 5.7 is.
There's 4.75 and 5.75. The exercise rates.
Yes, now the other one, which is in the middle, what is it for?
Which one? This one.
Yes.
So they are okay. Let's so here there's that figure, and I think maybe I must also use the same there, and that one. So the your interest rates can either go up or go down. So there are 2 scenarios. Scenario 1 is interest rates go up. This is what we have called A. So if interest rates go up, interest rates go down. What of these? These are exercise rates. There are 2 exercise rates, this one and that one. So when interest rates go up, you have 2 options still, that option and this option. I don't know if you're following. You have 2 options. When interest rates again go down, there are 2 options again.
Mr. Piri,
Yes, please.
maybe just go back to the question so that she can pick where the figures are coming from.
Okay, fine. Here, you mean at this point?
Yes, sir.
Options?
Yes, I think this is where those rates are coming from. A and B are coming from. And why are they being applied on the 2 scenarios?
Yes. The 2 exercise rates have come from here. So the 2 exercise rates have come from here. This one is 100 minus 94.25. That's your 5.75. And that's 4.275. So there are 2 exercise rates. So you can invest at this or you can invest at 4.75. So these are the 2 exercise rates. So this option is giving you that option and that one. Then what may happen in the future, there are 2 things. A, the interest rates may increase. B, the interest rate may fall. So here there are 2. And under each one of these now, you've got your 5.75 and 4.75. So there are 2 options. So A has got 2 options, B has got 2 options. That is how now come we have 4 figures. So this can go with an increase, or this can go with a drop in interest rates. The owner of the question, let's come back to it again. We are here. So scenario A, interest rates have gone up, as you have seen. Can you see there the interest rates?
Yes, sir. Now I'm following.
You're following, are you sure? Or we just
No, I think I was mixing up. I was thinking B has 3 of them, so I got mixed up.
But now you're okay.
Now I'm okay, thank you.
Is it? Please, if you have got there's a doubt, let's talk about the doubts. Anyone else also have got doubts? Let's talk about these doubts. Okay. If that is okay, yes, please, Paul.
Maybe just a refresher, please, on the closing rates. I know we borrowed them from the previous futures calculation,
Yes.
the 5.64 and 3.94.
Yes.
I'm struggling to remember what was the logic there when we were.
So remember,
Just go back.
we're saying that if interest rates go up, the futures price will trade at 5.64. If interest rates go down, then the futures will trade at 3.94. So these become our closing prices.
Okay. Thank you.
Because see, you need to decide whether you want to use your futures or not. Because you have got a right whether to use your futures or not. Here you didn't have a right. You just had to go ahead. But there you have a right. So what you are saying is that should interest rates go up, here I'm not going to use my right. Here I'll use my right. If interest rates went down, if I hedged on this one, I'll use my right. Even there, I'll use my right. And these are the profits that I'm going to make. Okay. So what I would want you to do is to get to the question called A1. Remember the question? I'm trying to see if you can hedge. Okay. Let me remind you of our question. Let me remind you of our question. Let's get to the question 4 that we looked at, so that to remind you. So if you remember, we did yesterday, we did these futures. Remember these futures? And your net position. Now, what we want you to do is to complete an interest rate option. To complete an interest rate option. That is what we want you to do. So you take this question and complete an interest rate option. Okay. Good. After you've done it on your own, then I'll do it with you as well. Then I'm going to do it with you as well. What are we going to do now? We had shared the question, so we want to deal with that question, to run through that question together. Want to run through that question together. I could see some of you, did you manage to go through the questionnaire? This question here. Have we read through the question? We are going to do a summary, and then we are going to hedge the payment using interest rate futures and options. That is what we want to do on this particular question.